So bringing that newborn home, I mean, Paige and I have talked about this. I never had any experience with a newborn. I didn't babysit a lot anyway, but I think most people don't leave their newborns with babysitters, so nobody really has a lot of experience.
Until you have your own, right?
Right.
And I'll let you in on a little secret. Even pediatricians, I was a pediatrician before I was a parent.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very different process of what you know as a pediatrician and what you know when you go home with the newborn.
You know, the information and then the application of it, you know, it takes some experience. Well, okay, so what are the things you tell the new parents that come to you with their little babies? What are the things you want them to know in the very early days?
Well, you know, first and foremost, I have to watch out for the safety, the medical issues and things. So we always talk about fever and jaundice and those sorts of things before we send anybody home from the hospital. But I also like to add in the information about the practical side that often gets overlooked. And that can be the basics. I mean, it's the pee, the poop, the diapering, all those things that sometimes as pediatricians we get busy, we're so used to it. And you get home, and first 24 hours, you know, you're at a loss if you haven't taken care of a baby before. The other thing is the colors of poop. They change colors over time.
But you're not changing what you feed them, so it's really bizarre.
And then, you know, even just the simple act of changing the diaper, where you need to know how often do you change it? Do you have to diaper over the umbilical cord? Or do you? And
everybody gets freaked out by the umbilical cord.
You know, for anybody who's had kids a while ago, I mean, the changes in diapers where you've got the cutout for the umbilical cord, so it doesn't rub against it before.
I just mine.
Did you?
And now you
I
don't
just
have
folded
to.
mine down.
Yeah, I folded it down too.
So those sorts of things are very important to know. And then also keeping tabs on how often they go. Same thing with pee. There are now diapers that have the little strips that show you in the diaper when the diaper's wet, so you know your baby peed, even in those first few days when there's not a lot. The other thing is, I always say there's the fever fear factor, but there's also the rectal thermometer fear factor. So you take a thermometer, and I talk to a parent, and I pick this up, and they show that, and exactly the look on your face.
It's scary when you have the regular rectal thermometer that I used on my kids was very long, and you're wondering, like, at what point am I?
Does it go in?
Yeah, you know, done.
And that's where, if you have somebody good, you get your information from a good source, they don't forget to tell you how far it goes in. What position do you put the baby in? Here's the secret I will tell you, though. It usually doesn't bother babies.
Yeah,
as an adult, the concept bothers adults. Every new parent I've ever said the word rectal thermometer to cringes when I say it.
Right.
It goes in a very short distance. Some of the newer models help you make sure that it doesn't go in further than it needs to.
Like that one.
Right,
I
like
love
this
that.
one.
Yeah. That's great.
Okay, but it also, I've done this enough times on babies who are sleeping who don't even wake up.
Right.
It does not hurt them. Now, on the flip side of that, rectal thermometers, rectal temperatures are the gold standard for newborns.
Well, they're just the most accurate. You can't get it in their mouth, and their armpits are not as accurate.
Well, and accuracy is what you want. In the newborns, the take-home message is, get comfortable with a rectal thermometer.
A touch can be so calming, but on newborn sensitive skin, it should be as gentle as possible. Now, Pampers Sensitive are the only sensitive diaper and wipe clinically proven mild on some of the most sensitive skin. For a calming touch, now clinically proven mild. Pampers Sensitive.
Pampers Gifts to Grow Rewards program recognizes all that you do for your baby by giving you something back. For more information, go to www.pampers.com.